Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back. What's going on? I'm back. I'm recording this somewhat late at night, but I had to talk about this one. I had to talk about this one real quick because I kind of said this in the past. I remember me saying that this WrestleMania coming up was going to be one of the worst ever, and I see people are starting to see what I'm saying. That's another video on its own, but this WrestleMania card making you wait extended times. Raw went to Netflix. 6 million viewers, and now your last viewership was the lowest one, which I think was a 2.8. Yeah, this is not good. This really isn't good. It really isn't. It's like, and then what just really does make it really shocking is the fact that we're almost to WrestleMania, and honestly, it's true. Last year was kind of bad. It was, but then you had the Cody Rhodes Rock Roman Reigns thing going on, so it did make it somewhat interesting, especially when the Rock had his beef. But this year it's like none of that. Like, Logan Paul really not cutting it and stuff like that. Like this year, it's true. It's like none of this is really going on right now. It's like nothing too much, John Cena, all that stuff, but it's just something to think about when it comes to that because it should be bigger though. Honestly, it should, and the numbers actually do show it itself. It really does. What's up, guys? I'm back. I'm sorry, I had to pause that real quick, but I'm gonna try not to make this too long. But it really shows in itself. Like the product really shows in itself. Triple H booking is just really hasn't done anything for the product. The first episode w- did exactly what I thought it was gonna do, but then the flame ended much quicker. Like I seen it. Like I seen it from a mile away. Like, okay, here comes Roman. Here comes all these stars. Let's pack it up. But we know that he wasn't going to withhold it and withstand it. And if anything, honestly, this is the main time to do it. That's why I felt like him putting Jay Uso on the way he did, even though still not giving him the best story. Like, Gunther and all this, but I'm still interested in at least seeing it. But, I felt like it was a desperation move because all the things he really kind of been doing, people have been liking. You're forcing. That's the biggest problem right now with like Raw and stuff. It's like you're getting forced with all of these people. And then you got all the other jobbers in between. I want to make a video about the women's in wrestling, like the women's division. I want to make a video about that. I do because I want to just talk more and go in more detail about it because it's true. Even that division is just suffering so hard with it within the past 2 years, and then you only got a very small minority that actually get pushed. But then when they do get pushed, it's kind of boring and it's not. And if you do get someone different, like a Damian Priest or a Nia Jax, someone different, then their title runs are never really pushed to a level where you might at least somewhat want to like them. It's always this dysfunction, distraction, all of this stuff going on instead of like an actual build. And there's no storylines. The stories are so simple and so goofy and meaningless for most of the wrestlers on the roster. That's why every time you watch it, you just get the same matches with a small rotation in a small circle. And it's the same matches, really, with no real builds. And then half the roster that could be used just don't get used at all, or they rotate. It's ridiculous. And then you have the same stars popping up on SmackDown, too, just ruining other people's time to get better. Like, what is going on? This is why it keeps declining and dropping because people don't want to keep tuning into this same old thing. Like even with the main events, even I've been saying that I'm like, oh my gosh, why do all the main events circle around the same few people and it don't really mean nothing? That last one we got wasn't really that good. Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio, that wasn't that good because you already knew who was gonna win. and Rey Mysterio has been booked as a jobber. So it's like, why should we get excited? And then Logan Paul can just come out and get easy opportunities like he always do. It's no excitement. And Rey Mysterio is a legend. You know, it's just so many more things you could do. You could do. There's so many more things you could do with the show, and it's just nothing. Again, the women aren't doing nothing. It's just all about Rhea. Nothing really going on. The tag titles ain't doing nothing, and just it's just, man, no real builds. So many people you could use, and then you'll just show them for a slight second backstage, and then not really do nothing with them. Like, what in the world? Like Katana saying, Caden Carter, like, what are you doing? Penta, he ain't doing nothing. He ain't working nothing. CM Punk just comes out and runs his mouth and says the same old stuff and don't really do nothing big, really. He don't really, unless he get his match. Then it get a little interesting when he get his match. But besides that, he just comes out, hey, I'm CM Punk, culture personality. You want to fight me? And then that's like it. Judgment Day is nothing what it used to be. The Judgment Day, I mean, I remember when Copeland was on the Judgment Day. I remember that. And it was interesting. You had Rhea, Damien. Now it's just, oh, Liv, Raquel, Carlito, Finn. It's just goofy. And then they're all disputing like they always do. Never really being together. It's just ridiculous. I do believe Liv and Raquel might win them titles, though. I think it's a chance it could happen because of the Elimination Chamber booking. But I see why it's going down. I see why it's going down. I definitely do see why it's going down. It's not really exciting. It's not. Sami Zayn ain't helping. Kevin Owens is not helping. Like why are they having a match at a pay-per-view? I'm tired of Kevin Owens being in pay-per-views and Sammy. Like, they just always kind of find themselves in there. But it's like, oh my gosh, like, you making us wait for all of this other stuff that you know who's probably gonna win. But then you put KO and Sammy in Elimination Chamber. Like, why do they get that? Why do they get that? And if that main events it, which I hope not, but I heard people saying it, if that main events it, I'm gonna be so pissed off. I am. I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so pissed off because I'll be like, man, why the hell is this main event? It? Nobody give a damn with his fast recovery self. Like, what the hell? Nobody really cares about these stupid power drivers and power bombs and tiger bombs. Nobody know drivers. I don't care. This is weak. It's weak shit. It'd be way better if somebody was really doing some real damage to someone. Look what happened in AEW. I wish they would. Well, we know ain't nothing gonna happen on this, but it kind of remind me of AEW, like with Colt when he ran around with the big old, like 2x4 with the nails in it. Like, like imagine getting hit by one of them. Like, yeah, that could put you out for a while. That makes more sense, even though you knew he wasn't gonna really hit nobody. And low key, it kind of reminds me of Drew McIntyre. Like, y'all remember when Drew used to come out with the sword, like kind of like that. Like, if you was to get hit, let it be effective, even though you knew that was kind of over the top. Like, Drew and that damn sword was. He really was swinging it at people too. He really was, but he just wouldn't hit nobody. He cut the ropes. He cut the ropes with that sword. He cut the ropes. 2.5 hours of boringness with maybe one or two okay segments, right? It may be one unpredictable match, but the match never had any interest really to begin with, so that doesn't help. Like, right? And then all the other matches will be predictable, and then you'll get that one unpredictable one, but you wasn't excited about it. Stuff is, I mean, the same people doing the same thing, the same people getting pushed the same way, no growth. You either came in flying high or you just steadily going down under Triple H. At this point, it's one of the two. And even though you flying high, it's like boring as hell and predictable as hell, and not really, really right putting the right storylines into it to make you think. Like 2.8, that's low. That's low. Yeah, it's okay, but just imagine if it was still on USA. See, that's just Netflix. That's just Netflix. But if you put this on USA, I honestly think it would have been lower than that. I honestly do. On the road to WrestleMania, I do. Netflix is a different thing. Like I'm gonna put it like this: getting more views on USA is like better than Netflix because they have more value to them, and you can't keep throwing bags at all these stars and all these celebrities thinking they gonna help you when the main players who helped last year are not even here. Cody, yeah, okay, he might do whatever, but we still don't know what he gonna do and what's gonna get hyped up. Like we still don't know, and we almost had Elimination Chamber, and yeah, we have ideas, but we don't fully 100% know. Which is honestly, instead of booking all these other ones all ahead of time, Gunther, Rhea, EO, and all of that, where you probably know it's gonna happen. Why you ain't do that with Cody? And then try to really build that with him. Wrong Netflix, man. Wrong Netflix. Wrong Netflix, man. It's on the road to WrestleMania, and man, WrestleMania probably might be it. That might be the real downfall, man. It's really starting to look like it, cause I think again, I think one of the most biggest problems too is just the matches. It's just the matches. There's no excitement in it. And then you make them too long. Like if you are going to put a predictable match out there, speed it up a little bit. Speed it up, so we can give other people chances. I think that would make the show more interesting. Speed some of those predictable matches up. They shouldn't be there 15 minutes. Make them like 7 minutes, and then fill somebody else in. Like it should be more kind of that too. You got the time to do it. Ah, man. And one more thing, and no real building of the brand. Too much letting people go where they want to go. Favors going, they go. The people who do got put on a brand or job or too many. No real building of the brand. Brands back in the day did look much better. SmackDown versus Raw looked much better 10 years ago, 15 years ago than what it do today. It's not even really a brand. It's like Raw is no different than SmackDown. Really, it's nothing to be like ooh, to get excited about. Like back in the day, oh, I'm a SmackDown fan. Oh, I'm a Raw fan. And nowadays, you just I watch it. Like oh man, please hit that like button, guys. Man, WrestleMania.